Hey, what is up guys? It is Phantom here and welcome back to a brand new video. So, in this video, I'm going to be going over all the stitches that I have for my wizards, excluding life because, I mean, like, come on, that's a pretty basic stitch. And then my myth is just kind of rocking that Zeus Senator gear. These boots, I guess, are, like, not elegant boots, but, you know, are, like, part of the whole insignia gear, so I might go over those. But anyway, without further ado, I am mainly going to go through my Fire, my main character, my Storm, who does have a real stitch, and my Ice, who also has a real stitch, as well as my Balance, because, you know, I guess his stitch is kind of cool as well, but it is a little bit unique. But I have gotten this question asked quite a bit by people, you know, which gear, like, I use to stitch all my wizards and make them look sick and everything, so I'd like to go through that today with y'all, so I can stop getting asked every single video. So anyway, let us go over to Ellis here. She will show us exactly what gear I have stitched. So for the hat, right here, I have Yukai's Cap of Brainstorms. This is dropped by Yukai, obviously. I don't really know how to say his name, Yukai. That's just how I'm going to say it for this video. But there's the hat right there. It is the Fire Elegant hat, I do believe. And right there, it's dropped from Yukai, which is a secret boss in Mushu in the Tree of Life. So that's where you get that boy. And if we head on to the robe here, we've got, I'm stitching it with my Tennyson robe here, but this is basically the commander robe, and I have it stitched with the prestigious robe, which is the robe that comes with that bundle, which sometimes makes an appearance once in a while, and then sometimes they like re-release the gear in the shop and everything. But if you don't want to buy the bundle and everything, then you could do PvP, and if you get the commander rank, you can go to Diego, and if you have enough arena tickets, you can buy this exact same robe. So that is how you get the robe that I have there, and of course all this gear is dyeable and everything, so dye it to your heart's desire and everything. So anyway, for the boots here, I have the Pyro's Bright Walkers stitched. This was a dumb purchase I made a long time ago. Where I bought these boots for 4,500 crowns. I mean, it was a long time ago. Like, the stats were okay back then, but the stats are honestly kind of weird now that I'm looking back at it. But that's the stitch that I have for them. And I believe these boots are dropped. They might be dropped someplace else, I'm not really sure, but a good alternative is going to be the Fire Elegant boots, which are dropped by, I believe, the Elephant Spectral Guardian, as well as the Starburst Spiders in Mirror Lake, which is the final dungeon of Zafaria. So if you don't want to spend the crowns for these guys, I'd highly recommend farming for those pairs of boots because they're really, really cool as well. And for the wand here, I have, this is actually a relatively new addition to my stitch. I will definitely show other parts of like previous stitches that I've had because I mean I go through stitches quite a bit. So for the appearance here, I have the Soldier's Fiery Blade. I got this on a random run of Catacombs, I do believe, and I kind of just found it like chilling in my bank somewhere, and I'm like, hey, this looks like actually pretty cool. So I know this is confirmed to drop from King Detritus, but I think it's also dropped from other people in the Catacombs if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, King Detritus is the confirmed drop for this, and yeah, so anyway, the next thing I like to go over, okay, let's just get into a different realm here. This one's looking a little bit crowded. Not the best for video creation. Okay, that's better. And for the mount, I mean, I use like a different mount in every video. Right now I have the Fire Gulcher, which is like what I'd use for stats and everything. As for like appearance, a lot of times I'll go with the Bone Dragon, which is from the Dragon's Horde pack. Once in a while I'll bring out the Koi. What other mounts? Oh, the Heart of Darkness. Yeah, I get a lot of questions asked about this mount here. And guys, I do believe the mount is part of the stitch. I really do think the mount does like make the stitch, if you have the right mount equipped, it can go with your gear quite nicely. So we have the Heart of Darkness here. This is from the Elven Nightmare pack. I actually got this fairly quickly. I remember my luck was actually really good with the pack, but yeah, you get this from the Elven Nightmare pack. So there you go. I got a lot of questions asked for the mount. All right, and moving on to my, oh my god, one of the most highly requested like pieces of gear, like one of the most asked, like where you get the stitch, blah blah blah, for everything. And you might recognize this wand from a lot of my previous videos. I've rocked that for a really long time before I switched to stitching the Shoulders Fiery Sword or whatever it's called. So this is the Blood Moon Staff, and yes, it is unstitched right now. This is the actual wand. This is the actual stitch for the wand. It is called the Blood Moon Staff, and I believe it is available in the Gloomthorn Nightmare pack. So I get a ton of questions asked. Seriously, like once a video, if I'm wearing like this wand in the video, then I will get a shit ton of questions in the comments down below. Like, what wand do you have? The spam is actually unreal. So there you go. That is like probably the main question in this video that's going to be answered. I use the Blood Moon Staff once in a while if I like, feel like putting on like a different stitch or anything like that. Like I said, I'm running like this one right now, but the Blood Moon Staff has been a common one throughout, my channel. I mean, probably for the majority of my channel, I've actually used this wand. So there you go, all your questions answered. Honestly, some people are probably going to click off the video right now because that's probably all they wanted. But anyway, is there anything else that I need to show for my stitches? Like mounts and such? Oh, sometimes I'll use the silver Kyrin in my videos as well. I've been doing that recently because like it, you know, goes with that white kind of stitching, like white silver-esque like look. I don't know. And what else? The Nightmare, I used that for a little while. That's from the Nightmare pack. And then obviously this one's from the Kyrin's Horde pack, which isn't available anymore, but they might bring it back someday. So anyway, that's all really for my fire stitches. And oh, also, I'd actually like to mention one more thing about the robe here. So I actually used this robe for a while, which is the Jade Oni garments, obviously dropped by the Jade Oni. Final boss of Mushu right there. So this one I also use in a lot of videos. I've used it in a lot of previous videos. Jade Oni garments right here. Right now, like I said, I'm rocking the Commander / Prestigious robe. But right now I have, oh man, in a lot of videos, I've rocked the Jade Oni garment. I mean, it's a pretty cool robe. It's literally just the elegant fire robe. So the Jade Oni drops that. If you guys don't know, this one was probably highly requested as well. I've definitely, you know, seen comments about it, so yeah, that's pretty much the whole purpose of this video. Anyway, let us move on to my next wizard here. That is pretty much it for the fire character. I wouldn't be surprised if people clicked off right now, because this guy's pretty much present in every video, but anyway, let's move on to the next character. Oh, I also forgot for a second that I actually have a Death Wizard, but I'm actually going to rework his stitch right in this video, so I'm going to do that probably more towards the end, but anyway, let's move on to Dustin Stormflame, my Storm Wizard. He's got a pretty clean stitch, if I'm being honest, so let's go ahead and take a look here. I don't remember which area I logged into. Okay, so let's just go to the comments here. So we can go to Ellis and she can tell us, you know, what we have stitched and everything like that. And I can tell you, you know, what it is and where to get it. So I don't know why I'm always in a crowded realm. I think it, like, just puts you in crowded realms by default, I think. I don't really know. But anyway, let's go to Ellis here. So, let's see here. Okay, yeah, so for the hat here, this is the Storm Elegant hat. I have Oyotomi's Cowl, a vacancy, obviously stitched to the Avalon crafted hat, but that's besides the point. So you get this hat from Oyotomi. He is one of the Wraith bosses in Mushu, I do believe. So this hat, I just looked right now, it is dropped by Oyotomi the Defiler, which is a boss that is located in the, what is it called, Village of Sorrow in Mushu. He's like one of those bosses where if you go like through like some bamboo and everything like that, like there's a little arena and that's where he is. He is a Wraith boss. He's honestly not too hard to find. He's actually like in the main village part of the area, so that's where you get that. For my robe, I have the Kattenstein's robe that is stitched, and obviously you get that from Dr. von Kattenstein. Kind of annoying to farm. I actually got it on my first try without even knowing it existed, but this is the one that I believe Blaze uses as well on his storm, so this is a pretty popular choice for most people. But it does kind of suck that, you know, every time you gotta like beat Kattenstein, you know, pretty much every time you want the robe. I think he has a chest though, so that should make it a little bit easier to farm for if you do have crowns. But anyway, let us move on to the boots here. Okay, yeah, so I've got the Yukai boots, once again, dropped by Yukai. I know I'm getting that pronunciation wrong. I really don't care. You can leave whatever comments you want in the comments, but Yukai's vacant foot wraps, they are dropped from Yukai in the Tree of Life in Mushu. So there you go. He is a secret boss, by the way. I believe he's located in one of those like abandoned towers in the Tree of Life dungeon. But anyway, that's all I have pretty much for my storm here. I believe for my wand, I use, what do I use here? Alright, yeah, I think I have, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I'm just using the Headmaster's Sky Staff right now. So there's really no stitch to that. I mean, you literally just get it from the Professor's Sword pack, but I guess I haven't stitched that. For this one, I have stitched, I remember I used this for a while. This is the Umber Sword. It is stitched with the Umber Sword, which is a code 1 that you can get from fishing in the Elephant Graveyard. And then, do I have anything else here? Okay, yeah, so I remember I was using this one for a while as well. I probably ran out of crowns. But yeah, I use this stitch quite a bit as well. Yeah, this is an outdated version of the Headmaster Sky Staff. I should actually restitch this now that I think about it, but I have used this one really commonly on my storm. Is there anything else? Okay, so yeah, sometimes, yeah, for my crit one, I actually use this Nimbari. I believe this is the Nimbari sword from the, what is it, the Nimbari Horde pack, obviously, which is not available anymore, sadly. You know, maybe they'll bring that back with like Spellments or something like that, but there's the Nimbari sword. I believe it's stitched with the, what's it called, Nimbari Justicar Scimitar, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Nimbari, there it is. So it's stitched with that. That pack's no longer available, but they might bring it back sometime. Anyway, for the mount, the main, oop, no Ellis. The main mount that I do use for my storm is the crafted one right here, the Storm Whirlwind. I believe you can get this off the vendor in Aquila, and then sometimes I'll use the cast symbol Storm, which is part of the Professor's Horde pack. Oh, and then sometimes I'll use the Gloomthorn Vine, which is part of the Gloomthorn Vine pack. There we go. That was quite the mouthful. Anyway, let us move on to the next character. Anyways, next up, I have my Ice Wizard and his Stitch. So let's go over to Ellis here, and let's go to Unstitch items so I can actually see the gear. Okay, so yeah, for the hat, I have the Precious Cap. Now, this is a cap that I actually bought in the bazaar. I'm not even joking. If you go there, you can probably get it yourself. I don't think it's a very rare hat by any means. I swear to God, like when I went in there, there was probably like 100, which is like the maxed out item. So if you want the cap, literally just go to the bazaar. There are probably some other bosses to farm for this, but I don't actually know of any of them, and it's way easier to just go to the bazaar. So I would definitely recommend that. As for the robe, I have the Scintillating Tunic as the Stitch here, and this is an interesting one because it's not exactly like insignia gear. It's more of like that weird crown shop gear that you get that's like kind of elegant, but like kind of not. I don't really know how to describe it there, but it's the Scintillating Tunic for those of you who are wondering. And I believe this is dropped by the Elephant Spectral Guardian in Mirror Lake, as well as Tim Snake Guy, which is a boss in Zafaria. And I don't think he's located in Mirror Lake, but he is a version of CT Snaketail, which is a boss in Mirror Lake. I don't know, it's really confusing with those Zafaria bosses, but it is definitely dropped in Zafaria. Definitely from Mirror Lake, the Elephant Spectral Guardian, which is the second fight, I do believe, and it's also dropped by Tim Snake Guy. Anyway, for the boots here, we've got the Forest Spirits Careful Boots. These are the elegant boots for ice, and you get these from, I do believe, Oakheart, which is a boss in the Village of Sorrow. He's a secret, no, he's not a secret boss. He's actually part of like a side quest line, so you're gonna have to do that side quest line if you want to gain access to him, or just have like a friend TP you in. I don't really care how you do it, but that's where you get the elegant boots for ice. They are dropped by Oakheart. As for the wand here, I actually am rocking right now the Headmaster's Crystal Staff, so it's the same as my Storm, and I actually haven't bothered to stitch it yet. I probably should, but for another stitch that I rock, you know, quite a bit, whenever I'm, you know, whenever I want to go for like critical block and like more like balance stats and everything like that, I'll use, you know, the Fortune Teller's Terminal Gaze, which is stitched with the long blade of the Homunculus. I don't know. This is basically dropped from the Homunculus boss, which is located in Dragonspire. I don't remember if he's a secret boss or not. He might be. I don't remember, but he drops this really cool thick sword, this thick boy sword wand here, and yeah, I really love him for that. But anyway, let's move on to the mounts here. Okay, so yeah, I use the Winter Trent a lot. He's kind of, you know, just part of my stitch, the big snowy tree man. I actually have a lot of candy cane mounts that I have not discarded. Ice Sculpture, I mean, I rock that quite a bit for the ice damage, obviously. And Snowhopper Sleigh, also one of my main mounts. And I believe, yeah, that's just about it. So yeah, that'll pretty much do it for the Ice Wizard. Let us move on to the next one. As for my Balance Wizard, the stitch might be a bit more controversial and a bit more basic, but I'll tell it to you guys anyway, just in case, I don't know, some of you think it looks cool. I mean, I think, honestly, personally, like the whole war look, you know, to him and everything, I think it looks pretty cool. So anyway, let's go head over to Ellis here. So for the stitch here, I've got the Prestigious Hat, aka the Commander Hat. I mean, it's literally the same, like, I mean, obviously it's not the same set of gear, but it looks the same. So this is from the, God, I'm just trying to remember the bundle name. It's not the Epic Bundle. The Super Bundle? I don't remember. God, I'm so bad at this, but it is from a bundle. You can literally just look up the bundle, you know, Commander Hat, whatever. So it's called the Prestigious Hat, though. It's part of the Prestigious Gear set, or if you do PvP, you can go over to Diego and obviously purchase literally the same looking hat for arena tickets. So there you go. That's the stitch for the hat. For the robe here, yeah, that's right. I don't actually have it because, yeah, I have the Malistaire robe here. So obviously this is dropped by Malistaire. I mean, the one in Dragonspire, the one in the Great Spire, final boss of Dragonspire, that Malistaire, so that's where you get that. As for the boots here, Ellis, will you talk to me, please? Will you talk to me? As for the boots here, I have the Sandals of Civility, and these ones, I believe, is dropped from a huge array of bosses. So you can get them from Jacques the Scratcher, Lord Bramble, Metalhead, Mikey the Brick, Minute Man, okay, Ratchet, Shakes O'Leary, Stoker, Timmy Icepick. So, you know, those are basically a lot of, like, Marleybone mobs. I guess that's like a common pattern, but that's how to get my little balance boots here. They're not elegant boots, but like they're still insignia gear, I guess you would call it. So anyway, the wand here, I have the Ruby Blade of the Forest, and this is dropped by Oakheart once again in the Village of Sorrow. It's got that, oh man, I just love the Mushu sword wands, honestly. They are really cool, but yeah, that's where you get that one. Yeah, Oakheart, that's right. So as for the mount, this is literally the only mount I use. I mean, I have a ton of mounts on this wizard. Like, I do have quite a bit of mounts on this wizard. Some of them pretty rare, but I literally only use the Crystal Unicorn. Like, that is the mount that I use. It is just one of the best mounts in the game, and I love it very dearly. So, anyway, that's pretty much, you know, all for my balance. Pretty basic, but anyway, let us move on to the next character. As for my death stitch currently, I am actually going to change it right here with you guys, so you guys can, see this change happening on camera. But I am very tired of rocking the basic Darkmoor, robe and everything like that. So we're going to stitch it to a very, very cool robe. Crusher's Deathly Robe here. Obviously dropped from Crusher. He is a secret boss, I do believe, in the, what is it, Big Ben? Final Dungeon of Marleybone? Anyway, let's just stitch it here. So, there you go. Deathlord's Cloak of Woe here, and Crusher's Deadly Robe stitch. So this is the pretty much final stitch for my death. I might mess with the black and white a little bit more, but the basic gear is going to stay the same, at least for a while here. So anyway, let us go back to Ellis here and actually see what gear we stitched. So, for the appearance for the hat, we have Crusher's hat, which is also dropped from Crusher, which is located in Big Ben. Obviously, I just went over it. Crusher's Deathly Robe dropped from Crusher in Big Ben. And I believe you have to spill the milk also in Big Ben. Like, at some point there's going to be, like, milk in Big Ben. That might sound weird if you haven't done the dungeon before, but there's gonna be milk, like, laying on the ground and everything. You just need to spill it, and that's gonna spawn the boss if you do it enough times. So that's how you get Crusher to spawn. And then lastly, for the boots here, the Death Elegant boots, I have the Yakedo Sandals of Belief, obviously dropped by Yakedo and Mushu. And for the wand, okay, so yeah, I still need to stitch this flute to something, but for now, I mean, sometimes I use the flute on my death as well. But my wand here, I know some people think these wands actually look cool, and I don't really understand it. I don't think they look that good. But if you want to know my wand stitch here, it is the Eye of the Soothsayer. It's not really a stitch because, this is the actual wand that you just get straight from the Terror's Horde pack. But there it is. As for mounts here, I mean, I rock the Black Stallion a lot. I mean, it's a really simple mount, but honestly, one of the best in my opinion. I really, really like it. What other mounts do I use on my death? I mean, Death Culture, I use that quite a bit. Death Whirlwind is a good one too. Yeah, I've got the Omen Wings as well. Shinobi Dragon's cool for death. Terror Dog I don't really use, but is also a cool mount that I'll use as well. Yeah, I kind of use, like, all the mounts I have on my wizard on my death. So anyway, that's gonna be it for this video though. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I pretty much just showed off every single character that had, like, an actual stitch, with gear that wasn't just, like, dropped straight from the boss. But yeah, I think I got all the characters. My fire, my death, my storm, my ice, and my balance. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, Myth here. I mean, okay, we can take a look at his boots real quick, just if you guys want to know where to get them and everything. But, yeah, we'll take a look at that right now. But anyways, that's really going to be it for this video. I'm just going to round it off here as I show you guys where my Myth boots come from. Because, I mean, I might get some questions asked in the comments down below. And who knows, it might help some people that actually want the Myth boots. So, let's go over to Ellis here. I'm not even going to bother changing realms. Fuck it. Honestly. But anyway, that is really going to be it, though, for this video. I really hope you guys did enjoy. And hopefully I won't get as many questions asked and everything. Okay, so it's Nekabit boots. So I think you can buy these from the bazaar, or you literally just defeat Nekabit for them. So yeah, that's a boss in Krakatopia, by the way. Anyway, I'm gonna round that video off right there. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, or this helped you, or maybe subscribe if you want to see more Wiz content like this in the future. Hopefully all questions were answered in this video, and hopefully I won't get any more, but you never know. Some people, that they'll find a way just to, skip out on this video entirely and still ask questions. I swear to God, if I see comments down in the description that say where did you get your stitch, I swear, guys, I'm gonna come after you. Anyway, that's gonna be all, guys, for me. See you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone, and peace out.